Hi guys, I'm here with Kim. Kim, why don't you give an introduction to everyone who does not know you yet?
Hi, everyone who doesn't know me yet. My name is Kim Bingham. I am the founder and CEO of music startup Mostrodarte. It's nice to be here. Thank you, Tan.
Absolutely. So what does your startup do exactly?
So Mostrodarte is a hybrid business model. We are actually in development. We are starting off with our concerts, the Mostro Nights, which are happening here in Paris at a club in the 5th arrondissement, the 2nd arrondissement, called Cabaret Eurydice.
Nice.
April 18th, we have Mostro Night number 2. May 16th, we have Mostro Night number 3. We already have an NFT innovation happening with a geo-fenced NFT that's available at our Mostro Night concerts that feature the artists that are actually joining the Mostrodarte platform, which will be launched later this summer.
Okay. And you also work with women in Web3 and women in tech, right?
I do, and I'm so happy that you asked me about that, Tan.
Yeah.
I happen to be the co-lead of the Paris chapter of SheFi.org, which is one of the largest organizations of women in Web3. Slogan is, the future of finance is feminine. So we organize cohorts of 13-week education program, soup to nuts in blockchain, and so it's a great source of recruitment, job recruitment and job creation, business creation. So for women that are interested in Web3 and getting an education and financially becoming empowered in crypto, SheFi is a really great organization to be a part of.
Absolutely. So let me just ask you very bluntly, what's stopping more women getting into Web3 or blockchains or Metaverse or NFT?
I think it's really what's stopping everybody, which is, I'll put that a little bit more in context. I think men are generally more adventurous financially and generally tend to be quote unquote heads of the household. However, in this new modern era, of course, women are taking more financial power, more financial control of their lives. However, overall, because the perception of crypto and blockchain in the general public isn't as good, I think that there is a reticence and sort of a thing of, well, let it all get figured out first before me as a woman that I get involved in this. This all seems sort of complicated and not really approachable to me. It's too tech, and they're talking about these terms. I mean, I love my iPhone, but I don't need to get any more involved technically than that.
Yeah.
When they start to see that actually, when you get a simple education, from outside, the Web3 seems complicated, but inside, once you get the education, it's quite simple. So I would just encourage, a little bit of open-mindedness. If you're a woman listening to me right now and you're hearing around you that it seems sort of foreign and it's not for you, give it a chance, because we need more women in Web3. We need more diversity, LGBTQ, trans, people of color. We need more of you. And so just, go do your own research. Even if you do get an education in Web3, you do need to do your own research. You do need to find trusted communities and friends that you can talk to. SheFi does also
and listen to media like MSJ.
And listen to Tan, obviously, right? And media like MSJ. And so there you go. I think it's we just need to encourage people to come in and say, it's not scary. Come in, the water's fine.
Okay. Who do you think the onus lies with? Is it the people running the blockchain companies? Is it people in media like myself? Is it people like yourself who are trying to bring more women into Web3? Whose responsibilities is that, and who should take the onus to run with that?
Well, I think in Web3, I've been noticing as a startup founder in Web3 that there's actually sort of two camps. There's the Web3, everything's going to be all right, let's share. And then there's the speculation and arbitrage and looking for an edge of Web3. And so in that case, I think that it depends on the value proposition that's being offered. And I do think that those that are offering more of a sense of community and inclusion are that basically the proposition is trust.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going to have more community building and adoptions for those that actually are coming out talking authentically to people and saying, with no real profit motive, and then we can share information and share opinions and debate and discuss and come to a decision on an action to take to therefore follow one protocol or another. I think things need to become more purpose-based.
Absolutely. Do you think places such as Metaverse or gamified platforms such as Metaverse can aid in that? Because if I throw a bunch of jargon at you, you might say, I don't want to learn about it. But if you're playing a game such as Sandbox or Upland or Decentraland, maybe we can get more women in that, and that is a testament, because as you may not know, but MSJ is a media partner of Upland Metaverse as well. We see a lot of women in Upland Metaverse, and a few top players such as Shaktilin, Morchis, and a few other people in the Upland Metaverse are women, and they're leading from the front, right? So do you think that is something that can help bridge the gap if we bring more women into Metaverse, and perhaps that is the route that should be taken?
So I think so, Tan. I agree with you, and I think that honestly, I think gamification, which is what you started your response with, I think gamification is a huge key and a huge tool to getting adoption from women and everybody into blockchain, crypto, and innovation digitally. And in all ways, I think that gamification is the way. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And as for your music company, because that is also something we're talking about, why should someone use it? Let's just start with that. Why should someone use that?
Because us very tired independent artists are extremely exhausted of being exploited by Web 2 platforms, and we need something better. That is why I built Mostrodarte. That is why Silicon Valley has called me to go there next week to talk about my business model, and that is why I have artists that are joining my platform.
Absolutely.
And we will be launching later this summer.
Okay, well, we will probably try to bring that to you guys, and we'll be happy to cover you guys when you do launch. As for Paris Blockchain Week, why Paris Blockchain Week? Why did you choose to come to the Paris Blockchain Week?
As a startup founder of a music startup platform in Web3, it's important, especially one that's based here in France and radiating out internationally later this year. It's important to be here in Paris at the seminal conference of the blockchain sector. So I'm very happy to be part of this, to be speaking today at the conference, and to be speaking with you here,
Absolutely. Tell me one thing. If someone's watching this video and they didn't come to the Paris Blockchain Week, they missed the Paris Blockchain Week 2024, what's your message to them?
My message is keep your eye out for blockchain and crypto, Web3. It is coming. It's not going to hurt. It's going to do you good. And just keep your eyes open, stay interested, and stay connected.
Absolutely. Is there any startup that you saw here that you think is going to revolutionize the world as we know it in the next 10 years? Except yours, of course.
No.
You did not?
I have. Well, to be honest with you, I just stopped in today, so I can't say.
Okay.
I do, and I'm not the only one that believes that Mostrodarte is going to revolutionize the music industry. Remains to be seen, but I said it here first.
Okay.
I'm happy to get back to you, Tan, and let you know which ones I found that are sort of the diamonds in the rough.
Sure, absolutely, definitely. The other thing that I wanted to understand, in your opinion, do you think Web3 can help create more equity and inclusion when it comes to not only women, but as you said, trans people, as you said, people of color, and all the other niche communities?
So, Tan, you know what I really think? Yes, I do. First of all, I believe that different blockchains have different cultures.
Yeah.
And different blockchains have different socioeconomic appeal.
Yeah.
Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche. I mean, I say those words, they convey different feelings, different communities, different use cases, all that sort of thing. So yes, and I do believe My opinion is that blockchain should be built for social good, and blockchain should be built towards supporting projects for the social good, as opposed to blockchains being built and then finding a use case. I think it should be the opposite.
Absolutely. So, as a European citizen, I'm going to ask you this question, and feel free to decline to answer if you would rather. We see a lot of European countries facing a huge refugee crisis. A lot of new asylum seekers are coming into Europe. The people that are opposing this, their point of view is that the people don't integrate into the culture, that the cultures do not integrate, and the newcomers don't want to take up the European culture. Do you think, as a means of point-based system, perhaps we can have a metaverse system where to be asylum seeker who wants to come to Europe or to the West as a whole would need to spend considerable hours interacting with local people from that country? If it's Paris, then Parisian people, and trying to understand the culture of Paris, try to understand what the norms and the local etiquettes of Paris. And do you think that is a way that the agencies such as UN, or you have many other refugee agencies, do you think that is a way we should go towards inclusion in society as a whole?
I think that's a very interesting idea, and I know that definitely it exists within, regular citizenship programs where people need to get education in order to pass a test, in order to get their citizenship. Now, when you're talking about immigrants or migrants and social inclusion, of course it's interesting for them to do it. But then, Tan, I'm going to throw this back at you. Because those migrants actually have to have access to the technology to get that education and to integrate. So how do you do that?
Wouldn't that be cheaper to fund that instead of funding the refugee centers that we are funding, if they could integrate into the culture and then go from there? Because that would potentially give them skills they could learn. They'll be in the metaverse. Obviously, you'll be giving them a higher opportunity. If someone's sitting in Asia, in India, from where I am, or Bangladesh, or Africa, or Pakistan, and they're doing that, where 10 euros might not be a huge thing in Europe, France, but 10 euros in Pakistan or Bangladesh or India or Africa is a massive amount of money. So don't you think that would help accelerate equality?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exist yet?
It doesn't.
Will someone out there fund this thing, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great idea, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that, we come to the end of the interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tan. It's been such a pleasure.
Absolutely.